Do I check the Dovetail Games Twitter? Not regularly, no. It's certainly not. I don't have a. It's not part of my job to do that, and occasionally I just look out of interest. Right. We need to open the doors. Apparently, it's crashed. Yep, it's crashed. Start the software back up again. It won't start up now. Let me minimize that. And see if I can get it to work via. So I think that in temp I've got that one, and in here I should be able to just do that. Right, is it time to go? Not yet. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat at the minute. Boom! We're live. Cheers, First Gear Sims. Could Dovetail Great West Coast Main Line South Houston to Birmingham, New Street or Crewe? Secondly, that's a heck of a long route. But as to whether they create it, in theory, yes, but I don't know whether or not it's something on the plans or not. We should better off doing that actually on the right computer. There we go. Right, 40 limit as we depart. Green signal. Heading for Argyle Street is our next stop. How do you make a station underground? There are two ways of doing it. The hard way is to actually try and make it underground. The easy way is to lower the ground underneath the underground station and then just build a cover over the top of it. Strangely, not as strange as that sounds. Okay, so in order to brake, I'm going to have to use. Wow, you're not wrong about the timings being tight on this one. Crikey. Gouger, I'm using the one that I use for children in need, so this is the PC that I usually have on my desk at work. I think I'm just basically going to ignore the timings on this scenario. WT, how many people work on scenarios? So there are 2 scenario creators on the team. But there's possibly, I think there's more, some people on the team are sort of diverse and you'll find more than that actually get involved, but there's officially 2. It's like I did the scenarios for the 4SIG, but I'm not one of the scenario authoring team. Next station, Rutherglen, 2.48 miles. Cheers, Jack. I'll be streaming in tomorrow, 9:30 PM UK time. Is this an official DTG route? It's West Coast Main Line North. It was originally done by Keith Ross, who did Western Lines of Scotland, and then Dovetail bought it off of Keith Ross quite a long time ago now. So it's marketed as an official dovetail route, but it was actually developed originally by Keith Ross. Quite an old route, actually. It's one of the earliest route, sort of official routes that were ever, or it's one of the earliest major league routes that were ever released. No passenger view in this one. DJSP, where can you get this route? You can get this route on Steam. It's called West Coast Main Line North, or WCML North. We're not stopping at this station. Next station is Rutherglen in 1.4 miles. C. Rogers, yes, this is a commercial route. Ah, we're finally going to be out of the underground in a minute. Next station, Rutherglen, 3/4 of a mile. We're now out of the underground section at last. Where does this route go from and to? Once I get stopped at Rutherglen, I'll bring up the map and you can take a look. It's sort of like a massive network around Glasgow, but then it's also the West Coast Main Line down to Carlisle, if I remember rightly. I mean, all of Keith Ross's routes end up at Carlisle eventually. Pendolino is electric, yes, Sniper. Due in at 05:25. We're actually not doing bad for time. Just got an AWS alarm. Right, while the doors are open, let's take a look. So this is the Carlisle section of the route. That, I believe, is Carlisle. Oh, it's Polmadie. Sorry, not Carlisle. What am I on about? There's Glasgow Central. And Shields Line. Rutherglen, which is where we are. So you've got the regional line down here, and then the West Coast Main Line follows all the way down until it ends up here in Carlisle. And it's modern era-ish. Certainly not steam era. I think it's ultra modern, but it's close enough. This thing's got a really nice effect when you couple two of them together. The door, this corridor here, extends out and then stretches up, so that effectively they come across and then up like that to meet up together, which is quite nice. Quite nice. What's going on with those lights? Let's go for that, shall we? Right, still enough time to go. Mr. Train Cow says London has run out of biscuits. You must drive a supply train to London before people get irritated. There are no biscuits. It's Chatham you should be taking the biscuit train to. Right, so we've got a yellow light, we've a yellow flashing light. We've also got a 25 limit coming up that we need to pay heed to right now. And the 20 limit coming up that we need to pay heed to right now. What DLCs would run on this line? Anything West Coast Main Line. It comes with an 86, but you could run 86, 87. So any of the West Coast Main Line SHAP stock would run on here. Anything LMS would run on here. A lot of the BR Blue stuff would run on here. Pendolino would run on here. Anything from Trent Valley would potentially run on here. Right, we're accelerating now. We've got a single yellow with a filter coming up, so we're changing lines. Got a 40 limit. What route is Chatham on? It's on London to Faversham. Another 380 coming in the other direction there. We've got a signal coming up ahead. I need to double check what it is. That looks to me like it's pretty green. That's it. I've got the speed increase now to 75. Yep, that's a green signal. We're good to go. Ping, that's what I like to hear. Class 50. I don't know if the Class 50s came up this far. I mean, they were Great Western Main Line generally. Maybe someone else would know better. So we've got a double yellow, which is solid, which means we're slowing down. But I'm going to keep accelerating because I'm just hard like that. And Network Southeast trains, Stephen Jam, they ran strangely enough in the southeast. Mostly. It's not 100% true, but it's mostly true. Next station is Blantyre in 4.1 miles. I guess we've got a single yellow coming up here. Ah, single yellow flashing. Apparently Network Southeast ran into Birmingham New Street. Right, we've got a crossover coming up, which is going to reduce us to 50. Apparently that was the crossover and didn't get reduced. Gonna get ping. Right, we're now on a 50 section and we're going to get dropped to 40 in a minute. Didn't Thompson develop this? Thompson developed the 380, yes. Not the route though. 40 limit is complied with. 2.6 miles to our stop. Yeah, Francois, the 380 doesn't run on this route. I think they're more. I can't remember where they run, but no, they're definitely not on this route. But why not? Right, let's accelerate up to the 60. Yes, a Leeds area route would be nice, wouldn't it, C. Rogers? Don't forget screenshots. Oh, quite right. Quite right. Let's get up to speed and then pop out and have a screenshot. That'll do. Sniper, yes, there is electric track, third rail and overhead. We're using overhead at the moment, and there's third rail in a number of different routes as well. Coming up on Blantyre, under a mile now. Yeah, timings are really tight. See you later, Stephen Jam. Right, where are we? Blantyre, and then we're heading to Hamilton West, Hamilton Central, Châtellerault, Meryton, and down to Lark Hall. Oh, okay, so running down a branch line. Very good. So where do we do that? Oh, okay, so after we finish at Hamilton Central, that's when we're going to turn. Away we go. Next station, Hamilton West, 1.75 miles. Speed limit is 60 miles per hour. Hamilton West is on the side view there. Hey there, Gavty. Welcome to the stream. Nebworth Simulator. Why have I got 2x? Where have I got 2x? Right, we're coming into Hamilton West now. Assuming the train stops. What's my dream locomotive for TS? I don't really know. Haven't a clue. There's so much to play with what's there now that I enjoy everything. BR Blue train spotting scenario in London. Yep, that sounds good. BR Blue's my favourite era, so because it's what I grew up in. Another 380 coming the other way. Have a look 2x. I don't know where you mean, Jim Bob. Where am I supposed to be looking? 55 limit. How's the PC doing? This one's doing fine. Alright, we've got a 30 limit coming up. That's it, we've dropped down to 30. Coming into Hamilton Central. Sniper, Dad works on a Deltic. Nice. Is this the last night I have this PC? No, I brought it back into work today because I need to work on it, but I'm actually working from home Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday because I'm actually mostly going to be out in London doing demos and stuff, so this machine all should be here now for Tuesday night, Wednesday night and Thursday night. There's no sign of a new graphics card coming yet for the other machine, but can I add a how to do a rolling start tutorial? Yeah, I'll have a look at doing that. I've not actually played with that myself yet. I need to have a look at that. Thanks, C. Rogers. Off we go. 30 limit as we go through the yellow light here. Oh, this journey could have ended very quickly if that point hadn't been set. Am I going to stream on Wednesday? No, Wednesday is down the mine shaft. Didn't you say we'd stream this weekend? I did, and I wasn't able to stream Train Sim, but I did end up streaming some Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes with my kids, with my daughter and my two nieces. That was hilarious, frankly. I think it was their mission in life to keep exploding the bomb for me. What are my impressions of this route, Sue? I've always liked West Coast Main Line North is a great route. You've got such a wide variety of different things you can do on it. I don't think I've looked at this bit of the route before, actually. Stephen Jam, what channel? It was on Down the Mine Shaft. It'll be on the previous broadcasts. I'll go and highlight it so that it stays in the highlights and doesn't get wiped. So speed is dropping to 35. Now I do need to remember that signal, right, because the last signal we passed was a yellow, which meant I needed to check this signal. That's okay. Ping it goes. Still in the 35 limit, so all is good. Oh, sorry, Dean, I didn't see. What was the question? Problem is, while I'm driving the German routes, I generally don't get to pay much attention to the chat, and I miss lots of things that people are talking about. I do apologise, though. If you can pass on my apologies, and if you let me know what the question is, I'll try and answer it. Good night, GWR King class. By the way, what does everyone think about the advanced preview stream, official streams being on a Monday rather than a Friday? What do you think? Is that interesting? Good? Bad? Wow, I'm 2 minutes behind schedule all of a sudden. Oh yeah, I've got lots of X's over here because it's got a really, really tight schedule, and frankly at this point I'm ignoring the schedule and just driving the train. Because there's over 200 people watching it, so it's probably one of the busiest official streams that we've had. Right, 60 limit. Next station is Meriton, 1.5 miles. Right, I've got a yellow light here. Yeah, the 2016 streams were very, very busy, Deadly Dorito. Certainly the first 2 or 3, but I'm excluding the 2016 streams because they've got a more universal appeal. Good night, Neil. Dean, did I miss your question again? If all else fails, send me a message on Twitch. I promise I'm not ignoring. I'm just a bit dopey. Francois, it's not up to me. I just sit and do the Twitch when I'm told to do the Twitch. My screen is going... Stop it. It must be your tablet, I think, Moricom, where it certainly looks like it's still going. Ah, what a Mannheim, Karlsruhe and Munich Augsburg both like. They're both good. Munich Augsburg is a bit less system intensive than Munich Karlsruhe, but the Karlsruhe route is good. They've both got high speed on them. Munich Augsburg comes with the ICE 3M. I can't remember what's on Karlsruhe. I think there's more included rolling stock on Karlsruhe. Check that before you buy it. But yeah, they're both quite interesting routes. I've run them both on this stream, so you could go and have a look at some of the videos, so you can take a look at them. And I'm just trying to think. The Karlsruhe route, Mannheim Karlsruhe route. There's certainly I did an advanced preview on the Dovetail channel, so you can have a look at that as well. There wasn't one for Augsburg because that dates back to 2013. That's a much older route. I think Karlsruhe is probably longer. But I must admit I quite like the Munich Augsburg route just because it's got a really nice mixture with the S-Bahn between Munich and that place beginning with an M that I can't remember, and then you've got the ICE traffic as well. So I like them both actually. I like them both. If you've got a low system spec or low Earth system spec, Munich Augsburg will certainly run better. But the Mannheim Karlsruhe is much better. Is much more detailed. Mannheim. I keep saying Munich Karlsruhe, and that's really not the journey you want to take. You can create a scenario with custom weather BNSF for workshop. However, it must be a weather pattern that already exists. So, for example, you can use the Pacific Surfliner weather patterns or something like that. No problem, GWR5164. Glad you're enjoying. A little bit of overspeeding into Lark Hall. Coplop, I'm out. You need to say that to the community team. They're the ones in charge of the streams, when they are and all the rest of it. So after all those late stops, and now all of a sudden we're early, or actually bang on time. They both got main lines. Oh yeah, they're both main lines. Yeah. Munich Augsburg. When Dovetail made it, they boosted the speed limits artificially because I think it's 230 km/h or something is the max speed in real life, but they boosted it to 280 km/h. And I think Mannheim Karlsruhe goes up to 300. Is it kind of cheaty for a rail fan scenario to have the same train come back to the station a few times? No, not at all. As long as it's it's reasonable that it would actually do that. If it's an American freight train that just keeps whizzing up and down, backwards and forwards, that might not be quite the deal. But if it's I didn't realise that, Amarillo, and I will pass that feedback on. Apparently there's a lot of swearing in German on the official channel. That's not good. That's not good. This morning, early risers in Chatham are waking up to no biscuits in the shops. Your job is to drive an express service from Rainham to Chatham. You've been given a right of way. All other services have been pulled over to make way for the Biscuit Express. Nice. Guth3, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. A Class 105 coming into Paddington. So yeah, if you're train spotting in Paddington and you see a 105 come in and then you see it go out and then you see another one a bit later on come in again, that's absolutely fine. Even though it's actually, you know, the way you've implemented it, it's the same 105. I don't think there's any problem with that at all. These are, you know, some of the tricks that you have to optimise what you're doing. Anyone else thinks that looks like a Vogon? Right, so that's all of the non-American stuff done now, I think. Let me just double check the plan. Where's the plan? There it is. Yep, so we're on the last scenario now. Wyoming coal to Vancouver.